People call those who win millions in the lottery lucky. The public envy them and buy lottery tickets en masse in the hope of repeating their success. But lottery winners are not always able to hold their luck in their hands. Some of them end up broke. This is a video of 10 people who won millions in the lottery and lost everything. Watch to the end for shock. And don't forget to subscribe and like Ronnie Music Jr. Georgia resident Ronnie Music Jr. won $3 million in the lottery in February 2015. Apparently, being influenced by the then fashionable series Breaking Bad, he decided to invest money in drug trafficking and immediately purchased $500,000 worth of methamphetamine in Mexico. In October of the same year, he was caught by police with 1.5 kilograms of methamphetamine and sentenced to 21 years in prison. Once again, I am convinced, don't break the law. Michael Carroll. In 2002, 19-year-old Britain. Michael Carroll won $15 million in the lottery and immediately went on a binge. In just 7 years, he completely spent a huge amount on clubs, restaurants, drinks, parties, and prostitutes. And in 2009, in order to feed himself, he was forced to look for a job as a janitor. Abraham Shakespeare. Abraham Shakespeare from Florida won $30 million in 2006. Over a couple of years, he squandered most of this money, giving it away to friends and constantly lending it to acquaintances who did not even think of paying back what they started. Soon he met a blonde named Doris Moore. An affair with her quickly helped Shakespeare get rid of another $2 million, after which the man mysteriously disappeared. Soon his body was found in the yard of Moore's house, which she rented with Abraham's money. In 2012, a woman was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of her lover. Martin and Katie Tott. In 2001, Britain's Martin and Katie Tott were the winners of a $5 million lottery win. Or rather, they would have if they hadn't lost their lottery ticket. The numbers that Martin carefully wrote down in his notebook completely coincided with the Grand Prix numbers, but the couple never found the ticket. After 30 days of unsuccessful throwing, according to the lottery rules, their winnings were burned. Very disappointing, is not it? Ibi Roncaioli. In 1991, Toronto resident Ibi Roncaioli won $5 million in the lottery. She decided to hide her winnings from her husband, giving $2 million to her son from her first marriage, and living with the rest for her own pleasure. The pleasures were soon reduced to gambling, in which Ibi lost the rest of her winnings and almost all her family savings. It wasn't until the couple was forced to sell the house due to debt in 2003 that Ibi's husband, Joseph Roncaioli, accidentally learned of the wasted winnings. He could not bear this. A few months later, Ibi was found dead in her house, and her husband went to prison for the murder of his wife. Bad Post. In 1988, Pennsylvania resident Bud Post won $16.2 million in the lottery. A year later, he was left not only without money, but also with debts of $1 million. Friends massively borrowed money from him without paying back. His ex-girlfriend sued him for a tidy sum. The brother hired a killer to take over part of his inheritance after Bud's death. Other relatives persuaded him to invest in their dubious business, and of course, all the money disappeared. Now Bud Post lives in a trailer on welfare. Billy Bob Harrell Jr. In 1997, a poor porter from Texas won $31 million in the lottery. He bought a new house, a car, and went on a luxurious vacation. But then his relatives came at him and demanded help. All his money went to them, and they demanded more and more. As a result, left penniless and exhausted by the endless demands of his family, Billy Bob Harrell committed suicide just 20 months after receiving the enormous winnings. Denise Rossi. Denise Rossi of California had been happily married for 25 years, and her husband was surprised when she filed for divorce in January 1997. A little investigation showed that the day before Denise won $1.3 million in the lottery and decided not to share it with her husband, starting a new life. But since, according to California law, The winnings are the joint property of the spouses. Denise was found guilty by the court of attempted financial fraud, and the entire winnings were awarded to her husband, whom she unsuccessfully tried to deceive. Barry Schell. In 2009, Canadian Barry Schell won $4.3 million in the lottery. However, at the exit from the ceremony, where the organizers confirmed the authenticity of Barry's ticket and his right to win, the police were waiting for the winner. As it turned out, he had been hiding from the police for 6 years, who were looking for him on charges of theft. And only unexpected fame helped to detain the criminal. Uruk Khan. A Chicago janitor won a $1 million lottery prize on July 19, 2012, and was found dead in his apartment on July 20th. At first, investigators decided that the death was natural, but then they realized that Uruk Khan was poisoned with cyanide. The investigation is still ongoing, mainly with the suspects being the president's wife and Khan's stepdaughter, who apparently decided that it would be better to spend the money without him. Worth thinking about. Big money can come, but it is very important to manage it correctly, so that you don't learn like our heroes. If you like the video, subscribe to our channel and like it. We will be very grateful and will try to make even more interesting videos for you.